Hey, so here's a feel-good story from Joe Biden's America. You know, Joe Biden, the guy who still won't legalize marijuana because he's bought and paid for by Big Pharma, because he's corrupt, because he's your enemy. Well, here's a story right out of Joe Biden's America. Black disabled veteran sentenced to spend 60 months in prison for medical marijuana. Sean was wounded in Iraq. The 33-year-old veteran is disabled with a traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder from his service in Joe Biden's war in Iraq. He uses medical marijuana to calm his nightmares and soothe his back pain. His medical marijuana was prescribed and purchased in Arizona, where it has been legal since 2011. While traveling through Alabama, a police officer approached Sean and his wife, Bonnie, in their car at a gas station. The officer said that he smelled marijuana and asked the couple about it. Sean told him he was a disabled veteran and had a medical marijuana card. Ebony told the officer that the marijuana was behind the seat. The pills weren't in the original bottle, which the officer said constituted a felony. The couple were both charged and spent 6 days in jail. But that was just the beginning of their Alabama legal saga. Once the Worsleys were released on bond, they paid $400 to get their car out of impound. When they returned to Arizona, they found the charges made it difficult for them to maintain housing and stability. They moved to Nevada and leased a house. Almost a year later, the Alabama judge was revoked bonds on all the cases managed by Sean's bail bondsmen. They had to rush back, or he would lose the money they had put up for their bond, and they would be charged with failing to appear in court. They borrowed money to return to Alabama. Prosecutors told Sean that if he didn't sign a plea agreement, the couple would have to stay incarcerated until December, and that they would charge her with the same charges. Rather than see his wife go to jail, he signed the agreement. Ibani, a certified nursing assistant who works with traumatized children, lost her job offer due to the felony charge in Alabama. For a while, the Worsleys slept in their car or lived with family. In January 2019, they were homeless. Sean lost his homeless veteran benefits with the VA because Alabama had issued a fugitive warrant for his arrest after Sean had missed a February court date in Pickens County. Ebony's health failed and she needed heart surgery. Sean stopped taking on extra gigs to help her recover. To cover costs, the couple took out a title loan and lost Ebony's truck when they could not keep up with the payments. With no transportation, they lost their home. Pickens County extradited Sean back to Alabama at a cost to the state of $4,345 that was added to the $3,833 he already owed in fines, fees, and court costs. On April 28th, the Pickens County judge sentenced Mr. Worsley to 60 months in prison. This is Joe Biden's America. The sentence would already have begun if it were not for the chronic prison overcrowding at the COVID-19 crisis that has gripped the prison system, killing 5 inmates and 2 ADOC employees thus far. Sean has been at the Pickens County Jail since early 2020. On April 28th, the judge revoked his probation and sentenced him to 60 months in the Alabama Department of Corrections. I feel like I'm being thrown away by a country I went and served for, Sean wrote in a letter to Alabama Appleseed. I feel like I've lost parts of me in Iraq, parts of my spirit and soul that I can't ever get back. That's Joe Biden. Joe Biden wrote the goddamn crime bill. He's proud that he's in jail. Joe Biden's proud that that service member is in jail right now for marijuana. Joe Biden is proud of that, to the point where Joe Biden ain't going to change it even now. Don't let them tell you that this is Trump's America. This is America. This is your country. This is the broken system we live in. This is the world Joe Biden created. Thanks to Joe Biden, we have disabled veterans from the Iraq War. Thanks to Joe Biden, we have more prisons. Thanks to Joe Biden, we have endless war on drugs. Thanks to Joe Biden, the state targets African American communities for profit. It's 2020, and Joe Biden still opposes legalizing marijuana. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and Joe Biden still opposes Medicare for all. It doesn't matter how many lies Joe Biden tells you about the NAACP endorsing him. They have never endorsed him. Joe Biden is a textbook sociopathic liar. The prison industrial complex endorses Joe Biden. The military industrial complex endorses Joe Biden. Wall Street endorses Joe Biden. Biden and Obama oversaw the militarization of local police forces. Biden and Obama gave billions to the people taking away your house during an economic collapse. Biden and Obama gave the okay for police to crack the heads of peaceful protesters from coast to coast during Occupy Wall Street. Biden and Obama propped up the surveillance state to now serve the police state. Joe Biden was the establishment choice for a reason. Joe Biden is not going to save you. Joe Biden is going to serve you. Joe Biden is going to continue the wars. Joe Biden is going to let the banks take your home. Joe Biden is going to frack your water. Joe Biden is going to let you die without health care. He's already promised you this. And yet, he and every other blue check motherfucker on Twitter expects me to vote for him. I'm not voting for him. He's not going to save us. I'm going to oppose the system that Joe Biden set up, and I ain't going to wait until after November to do it. You know who's going to save us? We are. Solidarity is the only way out of this. Remember when the New York PD were using public buses for transferring arrested protesters to prison? The bus drivers refused to drive the protesters to prison. Solidarity is the only way out of this. We have to stand together. We have to stand together. The system has failed. The system is collapsing. It's time for us to stand together in revolution. Hey, this is the part where I tell you where our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then I would tell you to go join our premium, but nobody has a fucking job. So why don't you just enjoy the video?